Yeah, I think injuries and illnesses and everything is a part of everyone's career, and everybody's gonna go through them at one point. But it's about how you bounce back and get through them and face adversity. Um, but last year happened. There was a lot of adversity, a lot of up and downs. But I'm feeling really healthy and ready to go. Had a great summer of training, and feeling really excited to get going here.
When you look at this season, especially up front, there's a good core of guys who have been here for a number of years, but you look at some of the veteran presence that have been brought in, Cracknell and Griffith, there's a lot of offensive firepower, it seems like, and that has to excite you as an offensive type of player to be able to have this much skill around.
No doubt. They're both phenomenal players, Cracknell and Griff, and they're both great guys too. They're going to help us a ton on the ice, but behind closed doors in the locker room, they're going to be great for the younger guys and just establishing a good camaraderie amongst everyone on the team. That's going to be huge for us, and we're really lucky to have them, and they're two great guys.
You know what this place is like when it's bumping, when it's going, when there's a lot of people in the building, the energy you feed off of from the crowd, not only on home ice, but also on the road. How do you kind of picture that in your head in terms of going out there and it's just a bunch of empty seats?
Yeah, it's definitely unprecedented times. I think we'll just have to adapt. I mean, we compete really hard in practice, and there's no fans there. It's definitely gonna be a little different, but I guess we're just gonna have to generate energy from within, and all of us know we have a job to do, and we want to win, and we want to be a top team in this league, and we're looking forward to doing that.
Hey, so obviously with what Ryan was touching on, just having the adversity you had to deal with already last season with injuries, and then what you had to deal with as everyone did with the pandemic, how has your perspective on the game changed, or maybe has it made your love of the game a little bit deeper, knowing that, we've all, I think as a collective, like society, we've all learned to not take things for granted.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think within myself, I'm lucky to play a game for a living, and it's something that we all love coming there and doing. But I think everyone collectively has kind of really understood how lucky we all are to live in a country like this, and have all the freedoms that we have, and being able to go out to eat with family and friends, go to a movie, do whatever in public. It's something that we all had to kind of reset and search within. And it's been different for everybody, but I think the biggest takeaway that it'd be good for everyone to have is to not take things for granted, not take your family and your friends for granted. And whenever you can spend time with each other, once all this stuff goes away, just to really, really have a great time together and enjoy that, and enjoy going to restaurants and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, you guys as a team had to deal with the passing of Colby Cave as well. And that was a somber moment. And I know that, you had a very special moment by making music on his behalf. And I just wanted to ask you about that. How do you feel that you're going to be honoring his legacy this season, and especially too with his representation on the ice already this year?
Absolutely. It is really an honor. When Emily asked me if I could do a song, because there wasn't really any songs that really made her feel Colby and the relationship, and she asked me to do it and gave me some inside of their relationship and whatnot. And me and a couple buddies down in Nashville, we put something really special together that she really loved and enjoyed. And that was the intent, to make something that'll give her comfort and her family comfort. And that was a priority number one, and something that honors Colby. I think when you hear him talk with the audio on his vows within the song, I think you can really hear how much love that he had for Emily, and it kind of gave you a little glimpse. And I think it's really soothing for her, and it is for me, to hear his voice on that song. And something that Emily told me that really meant a lot was that she could hear Colby saying all the words that I sang. And that was a huge honor. And I'm just so happy that it gave her some kind of peace, and her family some peace.
Yeah. And along with that, just in terms of, obviously you're still a young player, but all of this that you kind of have overcame and had to deal with in the past year, how have you grown as a player, and what do you hope to bring to your game this season with all of that said?
Yeah, it's been a long year of not playing hockey really much. But yeah, with the injuries and whatnot, it definitely was tough going through it, but made me a stronger, not only a player, but a person as well. And you kind of had a lot of time off to work on. I had a lot of time to work on my body and getting in the best shape that I can, and watching a lot of video and whatnot to get really prepared. But I think it was just a refresh for everybody. Like I touched on before, you kind of take playing a game for a living for granted. And I think all of us realize how much we missed hockey and how lucky we are to get going here. So we're just really excited, and I'm really excited to move forward and have a good confidence and a good fun year for all of us.
Absolutely. And last question here, Cooper, just obviously one thing you guys always play for is a postseason. That's always a goal, a tangible goal that you guys have. And right now, no one knows what's going to happen with the playoffs. So I just want to know, as you step on the ice for the first game, what are you playing for personally, especially too with the uncertainty of moving up this season as well?
Yeah, I think it's easy to say you want to have this amount of wins, this amount of points and whatnot, but I think all that we can really focus on is just coming to the rink as the best possible person and player that you can be. And I know that we'll collectively do that as a team. So I think it's just preparing as well as we can and putting our best foot forward every time we step on the ice. And then if we prepare well, if we're ready to go when the puck drops, I think we're going to have success, and we have the personnel within the locker room and the coaching staff to do that. So I think that's all we really want to focus on is preparation and putting a good effort.
Yeah, great. Any new music before you go?
I actually worked on some stuff during the pandemic and in quarantine and whatnot, but I don't know when anything will be released or whatnot. But it's definitely something that I enjoyed doing because you had so much free time. But we'll see about that.